This is Yunnan, the most southerly province in China. Within this vast tropical garden live many diverse minority groups, with cultures different from the dominant Chinese civilization. Among them are the Dai people, who live on the southern plains in an area called Chichuangbana, the province of the 12,000 rice fields. This film was shot in 1981. Mao Zedong's rule was over, and reforms were being implemented, which allowed the Dai, as well as many other minorities, to revive their traditions. It's April, the end of the dry season, and for the Dai, the end of their year. There's no more work to be done in the rice fields. While they wait for the rains to begin, the Dai prepare for their New Year festival that will last 3 days. On the first morning of the festival, paper balloons must be made. They will be released at nightfall the following evening. Although this custom is several centuries old, the way the balloons are made has not changed. Large strips of paper are glued together with a strong adhesive made from sticky rice. The result will be a giant egg, 7 meters high and 5 meters wide. It's quite an art to make a balloon both light enough to take off and solid enough to withstand the pressure of the hot air that will fill it. An art which these two young men are learning from Mr. Ming Deng. The balloon release, along with many other customs, was banned during the Cultural Revolution and has only recently been rehabilitated. Ming Deng is one of the few people who still possess the know-how to make the balloons, and he wants to pass it on before he dies. While the apprentices attend to the paper side of things, the master attaches garlands of firecrackers to the bamboo frames and prepares the fuel. Bamboo rings filled with cloth soaked in oil will be placed at the base of each balloon. The first day of the festival is also the day to visit the temple and give offerings to Buddha. Before the communist regime was established, worshipping Buddha was an integral part of daily life. The temple also served as a school and a center for Dai culture. But from the late 1950s, temples were ransacked, effigies of Buddha destroyed, and monks forced to abandon religious life. Now the authorities think it's best to tolerate religious practices and preserve the distinct cultural heritage of each region. Worshipping Buddha or other protective deities is no longer a criminal offense. Temples are being progressively rebuilt, and the village elders are reviving the pious practices of the past. Buddha has received his share of offerings and devotion. Now the Dai have to gain the goodwill of the spirits of water. It's early afternoon, and everybody gathers on the banks of the Mekong River for the boat race. Each village has its own 17-meter-long boat. On the prows are sculptures representing the water genies. prize. But the true motivation of the racers is to please the spirits of the life-giving water. A few hours later, excitement is building as the villagers get ready for the rocket launch. An event which also has a spiritual dimension, for it's said to hasten the arrival of the rains. The rockets are homemade, consisting of a long bamboo cylinder surrounded by shorter tubes full of powder. The water genies are thought to hide inside these small boosters. And this is the launching pad. Firecrackers are believed to drive away evil spirits. They also seem to awaken the need to dance in people. The Dai are very fond of these war dances, glorifying bravery. There are so many events in the 3 days of the festival that many of them take place simultaneously. The people go from one attraction to the next as they would at a fairground. The water genies fly towards their destiny. The village whose rocket falls furthest inland will receive a prize. Not even the deafening noise can make these professional dancers lose their concentration during their performance of the peacock dance. Day 2 of the New Year Festival. This is the day of transition between the old and New Year, a day of rest enjoyed at home. The women prepare the New Year specialty, sticky rice cake. The rice, which was soaked in water overnight, is put through a mill. Brown sugar and sesame seeds are added to the mixture, which is then shaped into small rolls and cooked inside banana leaves. This delicacy is a favorite with the children. The Dai have 2 harvests of rice a year, which forces them to work throughout the year. The 3 days of the New Year are the only holidays they allow themselves. On the second day, only one event is planned, the famous balloon release. Ming Deng is there, of course, to supervise the operations. Tied to the hoop are offerings intended for Buddha, wishes sent towards the stars, and good luck charms. Good fortune will befall the people who find these talismans. The ring of cloth soaked in oil weighs 15 kilos, and it serves both as a counterweight and fuel to make the balloon take off. Ming Deng's two young apprentices put the finishing touches to the preparation of the second balloon. Loaded with wishes, it will rise like the other one to an altitude of 800 meters. To be sure their wish comes true, the people must watch the balloon until it's disappeared from view. On the third day, everybody goes to listen to the Jana sing his poems. The New Year festivities would be incomplete without this very popular artist who tours the villages. The Jana's song is entirely improvised. He usually encourages people to sing and enjoy themselves to celebrate the new year. He also finds inspiration in what he sees around him and delicately evokes young girls graceful as dragonflies who have placed flowers in their hair like as many wishes of happiness. As a touch of humor or a poetic gesture, he holds his fan as if he were reading a music score. In the Chichuang-Mana province, there's a wildlife reserve where elephants, leopards, and tigers live. The Dai, who are keen to attract the goodwill of these wild animals, honor them with ritual dances. This is called the elephant foot dance because of the shape of the drums. On a special occasion like a festival, the girls will look their best in the hope of attracting the young men's admiration, despite the fact that here, the women are the ones who do the choosing in a curious battle of love. The girls are lined up on one side, the unmarried young men on the other. The game consists in throwing a cloth ball filled with cotton seeds at the person you desire. It's the girl's privilege to fire first. Nowadays, this love ritual is no more than a game. But in the past, all the participants took it very seriously. The afternoon of the third day is dedicated to the worship of the ancestors and of Buddha. Villagers offer refreshments to one another and also pour some on the small stupas each family has erected in memory of their departed relatives. People gather around this sand pagoda to listen to monks reading passages from the life of Buddha and to formulate wishes of prosperity. The ceremony ends with a picnic where sugarcane brandy flows freely. The height of the Dai New Year celebration is the famous Water Festival, for which enormous amounts of water are needed. The Water Festival is believed to be a tribute paid to the goddess of the earth, Nang Torani, whom Buddha invoked during his fight against the demon Mara. To help him, the goddess wrung her long hair, creating torrents of water which drowned the demon's armies. Each year, when the monsoon clouds darken the sky, the Dai called to the rain by soaking themselves with water. This tradition has a further explanation. Whether you splash yourself with it or drink it, water allows you to symbolically cleanse all the sadness and misfortune of the past year. However, the ritual soaking obeys strict rules. One must begin by gently and politely pouring water over the shoulders of the old people and of their friends, while formulating wishes of good health and happiness. Then, one can let go and mercilessly splash one's neighbor. See the ensuing chaos as a great opportunity for games of seduction. He who loves well splashes well. Those who are not too popular will remain dry. And if a girl becomes the target of many boys, she's without doubt a favorite. She can only feel happy and flattered by this transformation into a water nymph. There's more than one way to wash down the new year. When night falls, the new year will have truly begun. The Dai will display the same enthusiasm in getting back to work as they showed in their celebrations. While the Dai wait for the rice planting season to begin, the young girls are sent to the rubber plantations. The prosperity of the new year now depends entirely on the water genies and spirits. If they're satisfied with the honors done to them, they will make sure the rains are on time.